Wildfire erupts near Reagan Library in Southern California.
Oh shit, dude.
So
Simi
actually,
Valley.
there's a good chance that the Reagan Library is at risk for being burned in this fire. A new wildfire erupted Wednesday in wind-whipped Southern California, forcing the evacuation of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and nearby homes. So I think there's a picture of the library under.
Holy shit.
I don't know where the fucking library
Just
picture
go to that
is.
video, dude.
Yeah, we can take a look at that.
So this is Associated Press. This is Sonoma County, California.
Yeah, we're just driving through some fire.
Just devastating fire all around them. It looks like you're in fucking hell. It's like you're in the fucking hell level of doom. All right, cool.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, just everything's on fire.
15% containment. We still have 90,000 structures that are threatened, and can confirm that 124 structures have been destroyed, and 23
90,000 structures, dude.
So even though the winds are not down at the lower elevations, the forecast is on track. What that means is a challenging afternoon and evening of strong, dry, offshore winds that will impact
translation,
the fire area.
a bunch of shit's gonna burn.
Really 24 hours.
Dude, I was reading about this, dude, and this is affected all the way down from paupers to fucking princes, dude. LeBron James, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a bunch of these people, like, having to evacuate their homes. Like, California and this isn't just, like, this is saying that someone that's more liberal is in a serious state of fucking crisis, not with just the environmental crisis, the ecological crisis they're facing. I mean, the power company there has totally failed the state, 100%. They underinvested in the maintenance lines. We're talking to Paul, who is from California, and he said his parents and his grandparents and people that have lived in California their whole fucking lives, the whole Parkey clan, has complained about this company, how this company is shit, how they don't give a fuck, and how they're not investing in the state.
What is it, PG&E or
PG&E.
something? Something like that?
And it's I think it's why they believe that the company is going to go bankrupt. Because, I mean, of all the claims, like, and they're shutting down powers just so, like, the high tension lines so they don't fall and so it doesn't cause more wildfires. Yeah, but a ton of people depend on having power. People in, like, nursing homes, people in hospitals. There's a lot of vulnerable people out there that if there's not AC, they're going to fucking be dead. And they already have died. Ventilators have shut off, shit like that, dude.
What's the temperature outside? Oh, it's 900 degrees because the outdoors is on fire right now.
And for people to fucking say, oh, well, climate change, that's a bunch of fucking hoax made up in China. Well, look what's happening in California right now. It's just getting worse and worse.
And when I was on Joe Rogan a number of years back, I remember asking Joe about, like, what about these droughts and
he's
stuff?
had to evacuate even.
Yeah, and I was asking about all these droughts and stuff, and he's like, oh, it's no big deal. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm like, okay, it seems like it's going to be something, though. And here we are, a few
Ask
years
him now.
later. Yeah, I wonder if he still thinks it's going to be nothing, because this drought, the land, I mean, it's so dry now. I mean, this is like a perfect storm of bullshit, because you got land that hasn't seen enough water in years.
The brush and shit that needs to be cleared hasn't been cleared. Increasing encroachment into these areas that are probably traditional areas that
You got some crazy windstorms going on that just blowing the fire all over the fucking place. One little tiny spark from one fire ignites another, and then that one ignites another, and it's just like fire's just spreading like crazy. We're almost to the fucking George Carlin scenario where the fucking entire country is just engulfed in flames.
Yeah, right now, not all of California is in drought. Only it looks like the eastern, like the middle portion of the state, kind of like the and more towards the border of Nevada, is in a drought. Actually, the LA area is not in drought. This is according to the U.S. Drought Monitor.
All right, well, I stand corrected on that then.
It says abnormally dry. I mean, I just think honestly,
so
dude,
it says
but California was in a serious drought for years.
It's not in drought right now, but they did say it's...
Well, some areas are.
They did... Okay, so the drought's not as encompassing as I thought it was, but they did say that those areas are unusually dry.
Yes.
So it's not... So basically you could call that near drought conditions, basically.
I mean, look, dude, it's just, but even so, with that not being in drought for years and years before it was in drought, you can't act like there's no ecological consequences. So obviously, drought for years,
and obviously there's a lot of that kills a lot of plant life. You got a lot of dry brush just sitting around all over the place.
I mean, the state of California is a fucking tinderbox right now, dude.
Yeah, and it's like their infrastructure is not ready to handle it. You got this fucking power company PG&E that has not upgraded its equipment in fucking years and years.
And it's now a liability to everyone living in that fucking state that's on that power grid. or all the shared grids. I mean, like, I don't know how dominant they are in that state. My understanding is very dominant.
Become a patron, and I'll pull my dick out live on a show. I'm shit you not. Asterisk. Paul may not actually pull out his dick, but
He'll think about it.
I will heavily consider pulling out Big Jim and the Twins, as I call him.
Wow.
And we will do it.
Finally.
And look, I'll add this in too. Me and TJ will do everything in our power to convince Paul to fulfill his promise.
Right.
That he, in fact, has not promised anything, but it said potentially will promise to pull his dick
I
out.
said I'd think about it.
Well, he'll think about it. Paul will think about pulling his dick out.
But you know what? Even while I'm thinking about that, even while I'm deliberating about that, if you become a patron, you still get a bunch of shit. You get an extra show every week. You get the full, unabridged flash fried. You get movie commentaries, one of which we're about to film right now.
Right this minute.
You get behind-the-scenes stuff. You get ideologies just for you.
See,
I've been doing a lot of. Yeah, I've been
didn't
doing
TJ just
some
do a
stream-
4-hour stream?
Yeah, I did a 4-hour drunk
TJ's
stream
been
last night.
streaming, drunk off his ass on 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah,
You get a whole smorgasbord of stuff while I decide whether or not
yeah.
I'm going to pull out the Palooza or the Magnum.
Yeah.
The Magnum Breaker. That's what they called
Magnum
me.
Breaker,
That's
dude.
what they called me back in high school.
Wow.
Paul the
Damn.
Magnum Breaker Parkey was my
If you want to see Paul's enormous tree trunk of a
enormous
cock,
doesn't even begin
Yeah.
to fucking you got to understand. It's comically huge.
become a patron, you bastards. You know you wanna.